They were warriors without a country, exiled, betrayed, and forgotten by the land they once swore to defend. The Irish Brigade's story begins not in triumph, but in tragedy. Following the collapse of Irish resistance against British rule, thousands of Irish soldiers, many loyal to the Jacobite cause, found themselves forced into exile. But their journey didn't end with defeat. Stripped of their homeland, these battle-hardened men carried their fight abroad, and their courage would soon echo through the blood-soaked fields of Europe. France became a new home, not by choice, but by necessity. It was here that their legacy began to rise. Driven by revenge, loyalty, and a fierce sense of honor, they would go on to form one of the most respected foreign military forces in history. No longer just Irish rebels, they became elite soldiers, royal guards, and symbols of defiance. Their exile wasn't the end of their story. It was the beginning of one that would shape the fate of two great European powers, France and Spain. This is the untold origin of the Irish Brigade, a tale of loss, redemption, and the unstoppable will of a people cast out, yet never broken. In France, the exiled Irish soldiers didn't just find refuge, they built a new identity. Out of the ashes of defeat, the legendary Irish Brigade was born. Welcomed by the French monarchy, not merely out of sympathy, but as a strategic advantage. Against Britain, these Irishmen quickly proved their worth. Within a few years, they rose to become one of the most elite units in the French army. Known for their unwavering discipline, fearlessness, and unmatched loyalty, they wore their green flags with pride, carried Irish symbols into foreign battles, and never forgot where they came from. Their courage on the battlefield earned them honor, land, and medals, but more importantly, they earned respect. These were not ordinary mercenaries. They were exiled warriors fighting for a cause, to challenge the very empire that had driven them from their homeland. As their reputation spread across Europe, so did their influence. Their loyalty to France was unshakable, but their hearts remained Irish. This wasn't just a military transformation, it was the birth of a legend that would shape the course of two nations and inspire generations long after the last musket had fired. As the 18th century unfolded, the Irish Brigade's legend spread far beyond French borders. Spain, locked in its own power struggles and wars, recognized the unmatched value of these experienced Irish warriors. With open arms, the Spanish monarchy invited many into its own armies, giving rise to a second chapter in the Brigade's exile and another opportunity to shape the destiny of nations. In battles across the Iberian Peninsula and colonial fronts, Irish soldiers fought fiercely under foreign flags. Their loyalty bound not to territory, but to honor and vengeance. What made them so formidable wasn't just their skill, it was their cause. These weren't soldiers driven by money. They fought with the memory of lost homelands in their hearts and dreams of justice in their eyes. In both France and Spain, they influenced military reforms, led critical campaigns, and became trusted leaders. They were admired by kings and feared by enemies. Their exile, once a symbol of failure, had now transformed into a legacy of power and purpose. From France's blood-soaked battlefields to Spain's royal courts, the Irish Brigade was no longer. In the shadows, they were shaping Europe's future, one battle at a time. Time may have passed, but the legacy of the Irish Brigade still echoes through history. These were more than just exiled men. They were warriors who turned their pain into purpose, who refused to disappear quietly into the pages of defeat. In France and Spain, they became symbols of honor, sacrifice, and resilience. Their bravery earned them not just medals, but immortality in the folklore of Europe. From the trenches of Fontenoy to the victories in Spanish campaigns, the Irish Brigade proved that even without a homeland, identity can thrive and inspire. Their descendants carried their stories across generations, and today, their memory lives on in statues, historical records, and the pride of the Irish diaspora. The story of the Irish Brigade isn't just about war, it's about redemption, about turning loss into strength and writing a legacy in the blood and fire of battle. If this story moved you, imagine how many others would be inspired to know the truth behind these forgotten heroes. So don't forget to subscribe and share this video with history lovers around the world. Let's keep their memory alive, because some legends should never fade.